my sparkly... I really just don't like you being on camera with me, do I? Hello, my sparkly little unicorns. So today is going to be our 1 week update on keto.
Keto.
Mark is joining me because this is our journey together, so I feel like you should definitely be involved in this. What we're going to do is we're going to run through our week. I kept a keto diary for the first week. Mark
did not.
We're going to run through what we thought, what we did, whether we cheated or not, whether we enjoyed it, whether we hated it, how we felt, and then we will end the video with our weigh-in and total losses or gains. Okay, so if you're not aware, a ketogenic diet is basically a diet that eliminates the majority of carbs. So we're talking carbs in everything and sugars, although there's still a bit of a grey area when it comes to certain things. Now, berries, you're allowed berries, which obviously have fruit sugars in them, but for some reason on keto you can have it. As far as I understand it, you just process it better, and I think that's why it's allowed on keto. Feel free to weigh in at any time with any actual knowledge.
I think it's because they're more natural sugars, like other fruits like apples and bananas and that I believe are a bit more carby and starchy, which is why you avoid those. But berries and things like that are a bit better for you because it's just sort of the natural sugars and they are less starchy. Don't quote me.
Anything we say.
It sounded like I knew what I was talking about.
It did, well done.
Yay.
I'm impressed. Okay, so today we're on day 8 and yesterday was our day 7. 1 week on keto. Originally we started this because I was fed up of feeling sluggish and tired and wanted to do something to make me feel better. Also as well, we've been eating so much crap and I just felt so much crap. So obviously I felt rough and wanted to try and get some of my belly weight off. I've lost a lot of weight, but it never seemed to go off my belly. That was my reasoning. Mark?
Sort of a similar thing. I was getting quite sluggish, quite lazy. I used to be quite an up and energetic morning person, and now I've sort of found myself sleeping in a bit more. Yeah. And you know, when you get to the stage where clothes start to not fit, and you can't just walk into a random high street store and be like, "Oh, that's in my size." Sort of thought, well, okay, maybe we need to do something about this.
Yeah. Let's begin our journey. We started off basically cutting all sugars and pretty much all carbs. All food has carbohydrates in it and all food has sugars in it, but we have to eat the minimum amount, and we are on 30 to 40 grams of carbohydrates a day. That's each. So we actually filmed our entire day 1, and I will link below what happened on day 1, the purge of all of our food. Day 2, so the first thing I noticed was I slept really, really well. I am someone who is up every hour to 2 hours because I need to go to the loo, because I need a drink, because I've got cold sweats or just sweaty, and I just never seem to sleep. Now obviously I know a lot of people are going like, oh, diabetes. Obviously that came into my mind. I did check it. I am not diabetic. I am thirsty all the time and need to pee all the time, but I am not diabetic. I also noticed that my energy on day 2 was skyrocketed. Now I didn't know whether that was just a placebo effect or anything, but I cleaned the entire kitchen, I deep cleaned the bathrooms, and I felt really, really good. About 5 PM though, I started to get a bit of a headache and feel really, really, really tired. Mark gets home about 20 past to 5:30. I was starting to get a little bit hungry at this point, but I'd already had dinner pre-made, so as soon as he got in, we ate, and then I started to feel fine again. So that was my day 2, and I felt really good, apart from that little blip where I think I just needed to eat something. Mark's day 2.
My day 2, I didn't notice much difference in sleeping, to be fair. And honestly, the first day I had a lot of headaches, I had a lot of stomach pains, I had some dizziness. Day 1 for me was not, it's not fabulous, was it?
No, you weren't a happy bunny. Yeah. Also as well, this is going to be super real, super honest, so if you get a bit squeamish or don't like talking about certain, I don't know, bodily functions, then this video is not for you. So let's talk about keto and bowel movements. Day 2 for me with bowel movements was, well, non-existent. I had no bowel movement on day 2. And nothing. I am someone who is super regular all the time, about between sort of 8 o'clock and 8:30. That's me sorted, unless like I've eaten something that hasn't agreed with me or I'm poorly. I'm pretty much regular. You're more on the constipated end, aren't you, really?
Yeah, it seems to be. Never used to be, but over the last couple of years, that seems to be the case.
Yeah, no poops for you.
No poops for me.
No poops for us on day 2. Day 3, for me, I slept really hard. Like, honestly, have you ever, I haven't like this in years, slept so hard that you haven't moved. So when you actually wake up, your muscles ache because you haven't moved in like 7 or 8 hours. That was my sleep. I could not tell you nor remember the last time I slept like that. I was not hungry at all on that day. Again, really, really surprising. As someone who loves food and loves to snack and is the main reason why we're doing this, I wasn't hungry at all. On day 3, I had lower energy, which is where I started to think the keto flu was starting to set in. Keto flu is basically when you start to feel the repercussions or feel your body changing as it starts to change from burning carbohydrates and sugars to fat, and that can make you feel horrendous. Now, I didn't feel really terrible. I could still get on with everything I needed to do, and I did everything I needed to do, but I didn't have that energy. Day 3 was great because we went shopping, didn't we? And we found stevia, which is a sweetener. That's the thing I missed. I didn't have a lot. I'd have like half a teaspoon, but just that little bit just changed my coffee, and I was ecstatic that I could have that again. Okay, so the last thing for me on day 3 was I went from being hella constipated to #rip my toilet. It was awful. It was just in waves about 3 or 4 times. It was horrific, but I felt like my body had gone, okay, let's expel all of the crap that was already in there, expel what we need to expel, like a detox almost. And it felt horrendous going through it, but after it was finished, I felt 10 times better, 10 times lighter. It's like it just got rid of everything that was left in my body from one extreme to the other, I think. Mark's day 3.
My day 3, not a great night's sleep, still having a lot of headaches, still having a lot of stomach pains, still no real movement for me, still not a great day 2. 3.
Day 4, I had loads of energy in the morning, but I was super hungry. Like, I could not get enough food. It was just, it was all allowed foods, like all keto allowed foods, but I couldn't stop. I was so hungry. After a while, I worked out that I was due on my period in the next couple of days. And I tend to get super hungry a couple of days before my period anyway, so I'm putting it down to that plus being on keto. What arrived on day 4 was our ketosis strips. One of the beauties of having these is you can measure yourself to how many ketones you have. So it has the colours on the back, and it will show whether you're in fat burning mode or not. The closer you are to the purple, the more fat that you will be burning. So obviously this light pink one here, or peach one, is negative. I did this on day 4 as soon as they arrived, and I was at number 2. I was at number 2 here when it first arrived, and by the end of the day I slipped forward into nearly number 4. Can confirm whether you're in ketosis or not, which I love about this diet.
Yes.
You know it's working.
So mine started off a little less headachy and a little less stomach pains, but still quite persistent throughout the day. Still no real change in sleep patterns. Now at this point you thought my belly was going down.
Yeah, 100%.
I couldn't see it, but I think it's always hard to sort of see it in yourself.
Oh yeah, Mark was in ketosis, a little bit darker than me actually. Yeah, you started to go on the up, didn't you?
Yes, I think Wednesday was sort of like, not Wednesday, sorry, day 4 was like the turnaround day, like the last day of it being terrible.
Day 5, for me, I woke up, I had bags of energy, I felt great, another fantastic night's sleep, not getting up to pee all the time, not needing to pee all the time, not being quite as thirsty, and sleeping all the way through. So in the morning I did a ketosis strip and I was firmly into ketosis. I was number 8, second from the darkest, almost heading into the darker colour, which is about an 8, like firmly in keto. Emily had the day off, so we decided to meet up, and then came the challenge. Lunch out. I wanted to try this because as well as like trying to lose the weight and keep my body in a state of ketosis. I also want to experiment and test, because if I can't have anything that I love or enjoy, I'm not going to stick to this. Let's be honest about this. And if anyone can say to me, oh, I'd cut out everything, no, you wouldn't. You don't stick to things.
Well, you need to enjoy it, don't you?
Yeah.
If you don't enjoy it, you start hating things. You're going, oh, I wish I could have that. Or someone's eating that, and you're like, oh, I wish they didn't eat that in front of me. Because you're denying yourself absolutely anything and everything that you like. But if you can experiment and find different ways of enjoying the things that you like maybe substituting one or two little things, then you can still have those things, and you don't feel as disgruntled, I suppose. I
was looking at some of the salads, but then knowing some of the sugars that are in salad dressings, I took my chances with the mixed grill. Because I was thinking meat and eggs. There was no pineapple on this one, so it was just meat and a couple of fried eggs. And then the fries element of it, I substituted for sweet potatoes. You are allowed sweet potatoes in moderation. So I thought, yeah, nailed this. Absolutely nailed this. Condiment, mayonnaise, yes, nailed it. One thing I've learned is never ever trust anything ever. But when these sweet potatoes arrived, took me 3 or 4 bites. They were covered in some sort of batter. I don't know. It was like a crispy coating, not like a battered, like fully battered. If you think like a battered sausage or battered fish, not like that. Just like
a crumb coat.
Almost, but very sparingly, but it was definitely there because they were too crispy, if that makes sense. So 3 or 4 in, I'm like, there's something wrong with that. Admittedly, see, this is the thing. I want to be really honest with you guys, and you know, I'm human. I make mistakes. I looked at those chips, and like I said, 3 or 4 in, I realised that they had a battered coating on them. I still ate them because they were in front of me. That's the issue for me. If they're there, I will eat them. So I ate the entire thing. Minus the peas, because in my head I'm going, well, I've not eaten the peas, so it should be fine. I bloated, 100% bloated, and I felt quite tired. When I got home, after about an hour or 2, I did a ketosis strip, and I had not been kicked out of ketosis, luckily, but I had dropped down to about 1.5. So still in ketosis, still in fat burning mode, but nowhere near to the extent that I was that morning. So that 100% had an effect on me. Whereas sweet potatoes without battered coating, absolutely fine. And tomatoes and berries, those things my body is absolutely fine with. So for me, I think my ketosis trigger, if you will, is wheat and gluten and those sorts of carbs.
Yeah, day 5 for me. Started out, we'd got some flax seeds.
Yes, my mother had sent me flaxseed, which you grind up and put into yogurt smoothies. Anything that you can bear
anything you
to
can
have
bear,
it
yeah,
in.
anything you can bear the taste of, and it's supposed to help keep you regular, isn't it?
For me, 100%, I'm nearly back to my normal regularity.
Thursday night, the flaxseed certainly hit me with a bit more of an abundance, and I did actually have a proper movement. It was most enlightening experience, for want of a better word.
Going to day 6, I had my energy back again, so whatever keto flu, if it even was that, had completely gone. My body was regular, and I was enjoying the foods I was eating. I was craving less and less the things I used to eat, and I felt like I was starting to get into a bit of a routine with it, and a bit of a routine in life with it. Having so much more energy, my house is so much cleaner, things are getting done that I keep putting off, and just starting to feel a hell of a lot better.
Day 6 was probably one of my best days, I would have to say. I did sort of notice while I was going around work, I felt like I had a bit more of a skip in my step. Not like I was actually skipping.
No,
but,
that's how I feel, yeah.
Well, I was going up and down stairs, and like you said, like the mental more mental clarity you seem to have. I felt like it was a far more productive day for me on Friday at work. You know, I got a lot more stuff done. Some stuff that had been hanging around for a while, I just got it done. So yeah, I think Friday was just a much better day for both of us. Sort of really starting to see the benefits by that point. Okay,
so day 7, a full week in keto. Bundles of energy for me, not tired. So we went out for lunch. I had a chicken Caesar salad, and I am gutted because I didn't think of it. Mark got gammon and eggs, but instead of having chips, he substituted it for a salad, and it came, and I was
So
mortified.
her face dropped.
I love my gammon, I love my eggs. Why didn't I think of
I don't know.
that? We got home a little bit later, we had to put the shopping away, and there was a bit of tidying to do. I had a bit of work to do.
It's about 6, 7 o'clock.
Which
Yeah.
we're eating about 5:30 at the moment, when we can anyway. It creeped in, didn't it?
It did. We were both on a bit of a come down, and neither of us could be bothered.
No, we couldn't be bothered to
cook.
cook. So,
It
enter
happened.
takeaway.
Takeaway menu.
So we cheated, essentially,
Yes, we did.
but we made keto choices, which I'm really proud of us for doing.
Yes.
Because our normal takeaway is pizza with garlic bread and chips. So
With
carb
cheese.
on carb, battered in carbs. We got a sharing kebab, so just meat and salad and a bit of sauce.
Yep, and we asked them to remove the pittas.
Yeah, we
Just
didn't have
said
the
we
pita
just, we
bread.
just want the meat.
No.
No pittas, so just meat, sauce, salad.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So although essentially we cheated and had a takeaway, it was alright.
It was alright. I mean, there was still probably a little bit of, possibly a bit of carb in some of the meat.
All the sauces.
Or the sauces, but based on what we'd had, we hadn't had any real carbs that day.
No.
So we worked out that's still kind of within our things. Whilst not obviously the ideal evening meal, it still worked because we swapped bits out that
Really
we shouldn't
enjoyed
have
it.
had.
It was really
It
nice.
was really nice.
Really nice. And then unfortunately,
The bit neither of us spotted in the order and didn't
and then when
notice
it
till we got
arrived,
home.
yeah, it came with chips. One portion of cheesy chips.
chips. And I got to plating it up and I was like,
What's in this box?
what's that thing in the corner of the box? And there it was, just chips and cheese.
So remember earlier when I said it being put in front of me? So
It
we
was in
split
front
it
of
in
us.
half and we split the cheesy chips, which in all honesty was probably only about
It
that much of
wasn't
cheesy
that
chips.
much.
It wasn't a lot at all. In fact, it was quite a small portion.
I love how we're trying to justify.
That's the thing though, like,
Yeah, we're not going to lie
We're
about it. We
human.
had cheesy chips. It was a bit of an accident and we
didn't
ate them.
intend to.
No,
Like
it's not like we
genuinely,
ordered them.
100% we didn't intend to. We intended to have the meat and the salad and the sauce.
Yep.
And it came with the cheesy chips and we ate half each. Although looking at it, it said it had about 40 to 50 grams of carbs per portion of cheesy chips. And this was a small portion of cheesy chips. Like if I was actually ordering that, I'd be a bit miffed because it was tiny. So even splitting that in half, it's not going to be more than 25.
Yeah, 25 between
And as
each.
I'd only had salad and chicken that day and nuts, I wasn't too worried about my carb intake. I hadn't had any
same.
like replacement bread or anything like that. You just had meat, eggs and salad that day.
Yeah.
So technically we were probably still under our carbs. And when I tested in the evening, I was still in exactly the same place. And now I am starting to get darker back into ketosis again. So it hasn't actually affected my levels at all.
No,
If
same.
anything, it's gone down, and you're still very
Mine's-
firmly like
I'm still very
dark
firmly.
purple.
Yeah, all of my keto
So it
tests
didn't
so far
affect
been-
it. I don't
dark.
want to keep.
No, it's
doing
not.
it.
The thing is, I didn't enjoy it that much.
No. See, I didn't want to say anything because like chips is like my favourite thing, and I was more into the salad and the meat and the sauce and
Same.
That's odd, isn't it?
Very odd. I don't feel like I'm me anymore.
Yeah. I in all honesty, like we just.
Because I even left it last in the meat. It was on my plate, plated it all up, and I ate the salad.
Yeah.
I ate the meat.
Yeah.
And then I got to the chips. And I was like,
yeah.
I'd avoided them. I was like,
I think that's one of the reasons why I felt so strongly about moving the things in the house away, because if it was there,
we'd eat
I'd
it.
eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
100%. Yeah.
100%.
Weigh in. I have lost a grand total in 7 days of 5 pounds. I have lost 5 pounds in 1 week. I have not done any more exercise other than the cleaning.
Well, you've had a lot more energy to zip around the house. But
maybe that.
You've not gone out to like...
I haven't gone swimming this
swimming or
week.
anything
I haven't.
like that. Nothing
No.
additional other than just a bit more energy for housework.
So if anything, I've probably done less.
Yeah, in some
Yeah.
ways. In some ways.
So I've lost a grand total of 5 pounds. Mark?
Me, I've lost £6.
Well,
Can't
we don't
argue with
quite
those
know.
numbers. No. Again, I've not. Well, No, I have been a bit more active this week actually. Because what I've been trying to do is go for walks. I felt like I've been going for walks at work during my lunch hour, which I didn't used to do, but now I sort of felt like I think part of the energy boost, I didn't even think about it. I just went, I'm going to go for a walk. So I went round for a walk for like 45, 50 minutes.
It's like you want to expel energy.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's odd, I didn't notice that I did anything different. I just went out.
So, things I've learnt this week. Number one, it's okay to get it wrong in the beginning, I think. I think you have to have a learning curve. You have to find out what works for you. What works for some people might not work for you, and vice versa. Like, I know my mum and my sister have to be super careful, a lot more cautious than we seem to have to be.
Especially around sugars.
Yes.
Especially around sugars. Whereas they don't seem to have as big of an impact on us, they do on them, but everyone's body is different.
Natural sugar for me seems to be fine.
Yeah,
it's
same.
Refined sugar that mine doesn't like. Whereas with you,
I haven't found anything that knocks me out yet.
nothing seems to have knocked him back.
I haven't gone below an 8 all week.
So all in all, I think it's been a good week. I've learned a lot. I've learned so much over this past week about myself that I didn't even know. Like, I'm not that lazy. No. I do actually have loads of energy. I can do all these things. I have a lot stronger willpower than I thought. Yes, okay, so you put it in front of me, I'm going to eat it. But I haven't actively gone and seeked stuff. No. So I'm calling that a triumph. It's a little one. And I am so excited for week 2.
Same. So even though I've had, like I say, even I had a shaky start to the week. Everyone can have it. You Google keto stuff, you'll see loads of people saying, such a bad first few days. And if you can push through them, back end of the week was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I guess the overall question is, are we going to continue with this?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 100%. For me, lifestyle change really is. And yes, I'm going to have cheat days, and yes, I'm going to have down days and full days, but for the majority of the time, yes, I'm going to be on this, because the way I feel now compared to how I did feel, indescribable, isn't it? Yeah, indescribable. Yeah. So this has really, really worked for us, and we're really excited to carry on with our keto journey.
Indeed we are.
Okay, so we've chatted your head off now for a very, very long time. We really, really hope you enjoyed this sort of update video. I'm going to be doing another one next week. It won't quite be as in-depth as this, and sorry, the cat's just walked in. It won't be quite as in-depth as this and sitting down and going through everything. It'll just be sort of an overall update with a weigh-in and how we're doing. But I wanted to be a lot more thorough this week, because the first week I think is the key week in keto of what happens, how your body adapts to it, how it changes to it, how your bowels go, because that, bowels is the thing. Beware the keto fart. If you have any more recipes for us, then comment down below and let us know. If you're on keto or you'd like to get into keto and have any questions that, our knowledge is quite limited still, but maybe we can help you. Or if you want to help us, then that's fantastic. And just comment below and let us know. Hit the like button. No.
I've got 2 minutes left. We're just going to run out of shot.
Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell, because that way you'll be updated every single time I upload a new video. Thank you so, so much for watching, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!